The girl is standing on the some part of the desert, and here you can see I had divided the atmosphere into different layers. The air which is near to the ground is hot, and away from the ground it is cold. As the this cold part is there, it is more dense. So what is happening? The light is entering from the cold region towards the hot region, right? So it is entering from the denser medium to the rarer medium. So first condition about the total internal reflection is satisfied, right? As you know it, when the light rays comes from the denser medium to rarer medium, it goes away from the normal. So this is the normal and it is going away. See in the second part, second layer, this is the normal, it is going away. This is the part, it is going away, right? Now what is happening here? If it reaches to the critical angle, if it reaches to the critical angle, and if say here the critical angle is for which the reflection is 90 degree, and if it is beyond that, what will happen? The total internal reflection misses. So what will happen here? Exactly at this part, what is going to happen? Observe that clearly. Here the light is coming and the total internal reflection takes place. So it is entering to the eyes of the observer. Huh? And what the observer understands, that light is traveling in a straight line. So what is the straight line? This is the straight line. So the observer thinks that the thing is here only. Correct? And this is nothing but the mirage. So the things are happening, and this is the reason when the person sees. Okay. Now the next thing about the twinkling of star, which we understood yesterday, and that also we have seen that as we are coming down towards the ground, the refractive index goes on increasing. Now what exactly happens is, see, when if you are outside the atmosphere, suppose you are in the space, then you will not see the twinkling of the stars. Twinkling of stars is there because of the atmosphere. There are different layers of the atmosphere around the earth. So when they say this is the actual position of the star, okay, and when this is the actual position of the star, the light rays are coming entering to the atmosphere. As it is entering to the atmosphere, it is getting refraction takes place, it bends, right? And here is the observer. Here we have the observer. For the observer, the light travels in a straight line. So according to the straight line, the he thinks that the position of star is here. So this is the actual position, and this is the apparent position. Apparent means which is not true, which just seems to be, which is not actually, and this is the actual one. So this is about the position of the apparent position of the star, right? So we observe the star instead of star here, we observe the star here. So observer sees the star here, right? Now about the twinkling part, let us understand. Outside the earth, what is exactly happening, children, is there are layers of atmosphere. In the layers of atmosphere, the density is not going to remain the same. It is going to get fluctuated. So what is happening? This refraction will take place in this manner. Continuously there will be a change. And children, the stars are very much away from the earth, so they are like a point source for us. and continuously refraction takes place as the because of that the refractive index also goes on changing. Now what is refractive index? The literal meaning you can understand is the amount of bending, the amount of bending when it is traveling from one medium to another, that is called as the refractive index. So refractive index goes on changing, and because of this the position and the brightness of the star also goes on changing, and hence we see that the stars are twinkling, right? So all the rays when they enter to the atmosphere, then density changes, the refractive index changes, and so the twinkling of star is observed. Now in case of the planet, that is what we are going to understand. Do the planets twinkle or not? Now as compared to stars, the planets are more closer, right? The things which are closer to us seems to be big. You can take the example. If you are standing on the 20th floor of the building and you are observing the man, how tiny those men look like. And there you can cover it in just a one finger, right? So that much small they look like. But actually the you can see the height of a person is 5 feet. So same person when you come down on the ground and you will observe, then you will see that the same person is of 5 feet or 6 feet. But when you are at 20th floor, maybe that much away, you will see same person very much tiny. The same thing happens is with us also. Planets, as they are close to us, they are seems to be bigger, and the stars which are very much far, they seems to be smaller. So this is the reason why we get this see the stars smaller in size. Okay, but they are not actually. Huh? So let us come to about the planets. So how are the planets? As their stars are away, they are like a point source, but the planets, as they are near to us, it's a collection of the point sources. So too many point sources you can think of. Okay, so we can say as a extended source of light also. So there are two means a collection of the point sources. Now what is happening? The changes in the atmosphere refractive index as well as the position as well as the brightness of the individual point source changes. So sometimes what happens is this part will become bright, sometimes this part will become bright, sometimes this part will become bright. So when we see the overall effect, when we see the overall effect, some of the average luminous is seen. Okay, sometimes one part is glowing, sometimes you can see the collections of bulb together. Say one is glowing one time, another is glowing another time. So overall, if you see about the light, you will say that there is no much, and you will see the average light. Okay, so that is why we don't see the planets twinkle, right? So stars twinkle, but planet do not twinkle. Now, next interesting thing is about the sunset and sunrise. The actual what we say as sunrise and what is sunset, and is it what how it is. We say that the length of the day is increased by 4 minutes every day. So I'll just explain that to you. First, let us understand what we call as the sunrise. See children, we have the horizon here. Okay, this is the horizon. If this sun comes above the horizon, then we say that the sunrise takes place. Huh? And then when it in the evening when it comes from horizons again below the horizon, we say the sunset. Actually speaking, children, sun is at the same place only. The earth is moving, na? So when we are able to see first time in the morning the sun, that is our sunrise. And when we are seeing at the last time, that will become the sunset. Hmm? So from us, what is the horizon where we see? near the sea will go, and you said the line separating the sky and the sea part. So that is again just visual impact only. Anyway, so this is our the horizon. Okay, this part is the horizon. Here is the sun. Now what is happening again? See, this is the earth and this is the atmosphere. The layers of atmosphere are covering the earth as an envelope. Now sun rays from here, it is coming here. As it is entering from vacuum to the atmosphere, it's bend. It starts bending. Then the other begins bending. So what is happening? See, this is the horizon. The sunlight is entering to the atmospheric layer. It gets bent, etc. And here is the observer. For the observer, always the light travels in a straight line. So what is the understanding? You will see the sun is here. The observer will understand the sun is here. So actually it is still below the horizon. But then also we see the sun. So for us it becomes sunrise. The time when we see the sun, so becomes sunrise, right? So what is calculated, actually how much time the sun will be actually in this position is roughly 2 minutes. How much? 2 minutes. So it takes around 2 minutes to come to this position. Okay, the same thing happens is in the evening also. Huh? In the evening, see, when the sun is below the horizon, that time the sun rays, they are entering the atmosphere, getting refraction takes place, bending takes place, again the bending takes place. The observer is here. For observer, again a straight line. So even though it is below the horizon, that means the sunset took place. But then also the person is able to see the sun. Because of the refraction, the observer is able to see the sun. So that means sun is still there in the sky. So there is no sunset for him still. So when this sun will go down, so that this image will also come down. Huh? So that takes 2 minutes again. It takes again 2 minutes. So for him, the sunset will take place after 2 minutes. Before 2 minutes, sunrise took place. After 2 minutes, sunset took place. So actually, the length of the day is increased by 4 minutes every day. So you have the delayed sunset and early sunrise. This is due to the refraction. Now just hold a plastic scale in your compass in front of your eyes and see through it slowly. What are you observing? You are observing these 7 colors. But you remove the scale, you will see that white light only. So how is this possible? This means that our light ray is getting divided into different colors. And if you observe now, every time the colors appear in the typical order, and that typical order is Vibgyor, that is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Now obviously our mind starts thinking, how is that possible? And why with the naked eyes I'm not able to see it. But when I'm using some glass or some mirror or some say plastic material, I'm able to do it. So the things which clicks to my mind is first is the refraction. Because when there is a change in the medium, one transparent medium to another medium, refraction takes place. Is this going to have something with the refraction? Yes, it is going to have. But what else? Suppose a bending takes place. But what else? Why this different? Why not? So we should understand actually light is electromagnetic radiation. So we should understand about the electromagnetic radiation ki some of the properties. See, we are going to study the property which is related to us. So that I am going to talk about the wavelength. Huh? To make you understand about the wavelength, I am having some experiment. You can hold, you can tie up one part of the rope with the nail, whatever you are having at your home. हाँ आपके दरवाजे की कड़ी ले सकते हो. You can take any the holder or anything and tie up. The second part of the rope you are going to hold and just give a jerk. You are going to get this type of waves, right? Okay, now with the same rope you are going to give a jerk but little slow. Then this type of big wave will be created, right? So you have different types of wave. You have this way also wave, and you can have this way also the wave. Huh? You can have this much, but the same rope is there. You have big one also. So various types of waves you can get. So I hope you know about the wavelength. Wavelength is this part, right? The distance between two consecutive crusts or two consecutive trough is called as the wavelength. If you recall the definition from last year. Now I just tell you children what is happening. From the sun, many types of radiation comes. You know the ultraviolet rays, the infrared rays, the gamma rays, the radio waves, the microwaves, and these all things. Now, these all the types of waves, it is not visible to our eye. Then what is visible? We are able to see the things which has the wavelength between 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. What is nanometer? Nanometer is 10 raised to minus 9 meter. 10 raised to minus 9 meter is called as 1 nanometer. So our eye is able to see only this much. Our eye is sensible between 400 to 700 nanometer. Okay, उससे कम वाला भी नहीं दिखता है and the things are beyond that, that also we are not able to see. Okay, so in between this children, we in this interval, the radiation with the different wavelength appears to have different color as we said about the Vibgyor. Now children, here the red light has the maximum wavelength and that is around 700 nanometer, and about the violet it is just 400 nanometer. Okay, so if you wanted to show the red light will be like this, bigger one, and the violet light will be small. Okay, this will be the violet light. Okay, now let us begin about the concept of velocity. In the vacuum, what happens is children, the velocity of light with all the radiation is same. Huh? But the velocity of the light in a medium depends upon the frequency of light and the different velocity. You know the formula V is equal to n lambda, where n stands for the frequency. This we have studied last year, children. So I'm going to use it. So V is equal to frequency into wavelength. Now suppose the frequency is constant. So what can you say? Velocity is directly proportional to the wavelength. So if we increase the wavelength, the velocity will increase. If we decrease the wavelength, velocity will decrease. Right? Now another thing which I would like to say is about the refractive index. The refractive index of a medium means the bending of the lights towards the normal. bending of the lights towards the normal. So, if the refractive index is more, it means that the bending of light towards the normal is more. And if the refractive index is less, then the bending of light towards the normal is less. Okay, so here I am having one slide to show you about how the waves will look like when you have this much nanometer capacity ka wavelength. So this is how you can see. Okay, 10 raised to minus 6, 10 raised to minus 5, minus 4, how it will look. And when it comes to 1 centimeter, how it looks like. When it looks to 100 meter, how it looks like. So it is increasing. Now when we are just passing out the light rays, okay, a simple one single beam of light, what we are getting is, we are getting this type of, if you use the prism, you are getting this spectrum. The process of separation of light into its component colors while it passes through a medium is called as the dispersal of light. Now children, understand this. If you are taking the glass as a medium, as we are taking the glass slab or the prism, so for in a glass medium, the refractive index of the red light is less than the refractive index of the violet light. Okay, as I told you that refractive index is the measure of the bending, right, when it undergoes in a medium. So red light bends less and violet light bends more, right? So you can observe here, this is the light which is coming. See, the least bending is about the red light and the more bending is of the violet light. Okay, in between you can see all that with your colors. So the white rays which are coming from the sun, when it enters to any refractive medium, then it gives rise to, or it emerges to a spectrum of the 7 color. And this is the reason why we get the rainbow made up of 7 colors. Yesterday we have seen about the formation of the rainbow also. So the 7 colors is due to the dispersion of the light. That means the separation of light into its component when it is passing through a medium. Right? So yesterday this all the water droplets was taken, the sun rays entering, water droplets is the medium in which transparent which is entering, the refraction takes place, right? And then you can see that the dispersion takes place. That means the component gets divided into 7 colors, and then the total internal reflection takes place. So you get a 7 colored rainbow. Correct? And why we get that semicircular shape of the, why not straight? Why we are not got like this? The semicircular space uh, shape of the rainbow is due to the water droplet part. Okay. So the other part is not visible to us. It may be completely spherical, but the other part is not visible to us. From the horizon, we are able to see that much part only. Okay. There are many things like diamond and other things which has got different refractive index, and you can see various colors of it, and that is why some decorative materials are used using all these properties. They are made up of glass, a different refractive index. This refractive index, uh, the Isaac Newton was the first person to use the prism and show the spectrum of the light, okay, sun's light. And what we have, where he has observed, the red color bends the least while the violet bends the most, right? So This is all about the dispersal of light. One of the give reason which can be asked, why sky appears blue in color. So what is the reason? The blue color has the shortest wavelength, red color has the more wavelength, green is having the moderate. So if the wavelength is less, the scattering is more. So red color is having more wavelength, having the less scattering. Green color is having the moderate wavelength, so the scattering is more than the red color, but it will be definitely less than the blue color. And if you see the blue color, the scattering of this blue color is more, and that is the reason we see the sky is blue in color. But that sky blue color is not appear when you have the sunset and sunrise, that appears red in color, right? So what is happening here, children? So when the sunset and the sunrise takes place, see, this is the earth, and when the sunset take place, okay, now no more light entering into it. The scattering of the blue color took place. Now wavelength of the red color is more, right? Wavelength of red color is more, and moreover the scattering is also less, so no disturbance, right? There is no more disturbance here. So when the sunlight is not that the light is not entering, but still the previous one is there now already, so the with its velocity it can remain there, and so we see that red color during the sunset and the sunrise. Children, that is the reason why the signals, also the danger signals, is red in color, because of its more wavelength, it has got the more velocity also. So if you are at a long distance, then also you are able to see red color properly. Okay, so always danger sign is shown by the red color.